not looking good on this map. Weirdly, the last time that these two teams faced off, OpTic dominated DRX on Breeze. They won 13-4, but that was in OpTic's heyday on this map when Victor was just absolutely hitting and everything felt fresh and ready from OpTic. They have not been able to capture the same level of magic on this map, and it's all been DRX. They've been able to shake off that bad mentality, they've broken the shackles, and they're looking for revenge.
They certainly are. Way to bounce back in this best-of-5 series between both of these teams. Getting started here with the pistol round, and it is a case of back to basics on the side of OpTic, with Victor running that jet again for them.
Yeah, I was not a fan of the Neon comp, so I'm glad that they've gone back to this. Victor is starting to get aggressive already, using Crashy's drone to go grab info in mid, and they're already stacking 4 players on A.
Just been pushed out of the angle. What is this from Crashies?
Just how do you expect somebody to be positioned there? It's an absurd positioning because it's an absurd
ridiculous
push through mid.
4 kills for Crashies.
And what a pistol round. That's
almost like they were just reading it was going to be the A split through halls.
Yeah, I mean, they read that like a book. What a great pistol round strat. We saw a funky one, if we want to borrow terminology from the desk, on Bind, but that is a really strong one. So there, again, we didn't see it really in the POV, but Crashies pushed down elbow with Victor. They took a quick glance, and then they drone out through mid. Victor's looking, seeing if anyone's playing for mid control, and then they went through double doors. So they actually beat DRX to that position. They were faster on the defensive rotate than they were, than DRX were to split through halls.
A pretty
absurdly good pistol.
It does set them up with that pistol round. Looking here on DRX's map pick, a bit of a jump spot onto the ropes there. It's Buzz just trying to acquire a bit of information for the rest of his team as well. But slow and steady, it's the name of the game right now for OpTic. You don't want to be giving away anything for free.
And as the wall goes down, it's going to indicate things for OpTic. How does Victor want to play this? Marshall, not the best weapon.
Opportunity to maybe collect some kills. I mean, listen, the players are really forcing the issue to him. Has to dash back for the safety of the rest of his team. The spike has been planted. DRX though are playing in such a beautiful position for those shock darts. Crashies already getting value out of it. 1 kill claimed for him, and he has softened up the remainders. DRX just cannot understand this. It's a close position from Stacks here for the wall, but they are just holding for it. Very, very disciplined stuff from OpTic.
Yeah, really nice. Love the way that Victor played that as well. I thought he might get a bit greedy with a peek with the Marshall through the wall, but he just backs off, and the rest of OpTic play that one very intelligently. Huge value from Crashies. He's actually 1 away from his Hunter's Fury on the bonus. There isn't really a great place that you can play for Orbs on the defensive breeze, but if he's able to find a pick on the entry, I mean, we've just seen a Prime Gaming Flawless, we could maybe see another one.
Yeah, snowball potential. Keeping that momentum going.
But momentum is so important for OpTic on this side of the map. OpTic's attack side has been disastrous at Champions. So OpTic need, I don't even know what, Bren, 8 rounds? Something like that on this side.
With the way some of these maps are going, Josh, sometimes you're thinking 12 because they've just been so back and forth. We've seen a ridiculous amount of comebacks.
So Marv uses his 0 point to grab information in elbow this round. Doesn't see anyone at all.
After a bit of a flash play, that's just a re-clear for information.
And look, if they don't spot info in mid, OpTic are thinking it's an A split. Already, these OpTic players getting into position, and Crashies drones out mid, looking to see, is there anyone splitting through mid? No. So now in DRX, in OpTic's head, they're thinking, all right, it's either going to be an A split through hall.
Double pop flash play, Marv!
And Marv has confirmed it is, in fact, an A play.
Wants to take the fight straight to them, and he did take 1 rifle out of their hands. The damage being done as well to Stacks and Buzz.
DRX are just continuing to play this really slowly.
Yeah, it's...
If they cut noise at this point, OpTic don't have many ways of grabbing info anymore.
But you are getting into the danger zone, I think, because time is going to be your worst enemy. With that prior damage done, that was all marked earlier. It sets it up, one after the other. Marshall Demons firing one after the other. There are no angles you can play. There is no safety that you can find because OpTic have just won the bonus.
That's another hard read by OpTic. I mean, DRX cut noise there, and they easily could have rotated back through mid. OpTic had already used their drone, recon, 0-point, flashes. They'd used every informational piece of utility they could.
Yeah.
They didn't know that DRX were going to re-hit, but they felt it in their gut, in their bones. And Victor and Ye were both there, ready to just set up the musket line.
The scary thing right now, Josh, is getting some similar feelings, the parallels, honestly, to Reykjavik earlier this year, 2022, when OpTic lost their upper bracket match. Had to fight back in 2 matches, the lower bracket final and the grand finals. They were locked in then.
Yeah, they just looked like they were in peak form. And if this map ends up going even more heavily the way of OpTic, I've got to agree with you.
Yeah, he's just ignoring the jet again. Okay. Completely ignoring that angle. Does eventually respect it. Have to deal with this one, though. And the shock dart into the snake bite. Absolutely sublime. It all combos up. And Zest will try to make the most of it. He's picked up the operator. The players are on him. His positioning is known. That's the 4th round for OpTic.
Huge play. And Ye has just come into this with the mantra that you're going to have to kill him 5 times before he even thinks about respecting you. Yeah. These shock darts from Crashies as well have just been masterful. Look at that.
That is just elite.
It's into not just the snake bites, but also the orb that FNS has laid down.
Yep.
That's a preset plan, and DRX fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Now they have an opportunity to respond. They can't allow OpTic to run away with this in the same way as happened on Blind.
Double op defensive setup for OpTic. And it's Ye taking the aggressive angle. Doesn't overstep himself, though, just wants to hold his ground.
This rendezvous is so much worse after the patch as well. Ye is not inside it right now. He has to swing out so wide to escape.
Here.
So if Ye finds a pick here, he has to actually swing into the traders in order to escape. And he's still bold enough to go for it.
Yeah, just pure disrespect. Ye woke up today and he wasn't out to make friends. He's here to win.
And he's going to get challenged.
Yeah, the players are creeping up to him, and it has to be the respect being shown.
And that's what I'm talking about. It's so dangerous, and he gets away with it.
Somehow, some way. Seeker's now going to be popped off, though, because this needs to be a play. They've already made their way up through tunnel. They are positioning known, the OpTic players. Yeah, at the back of the side through tunnel, and that's Buzz going to be opening things up for them. Nicely done. Mako also following it up. 2 of the anchoring players going to be dealt a bad hand there.
Spike planted.
Getting Victor say hello to each other through the scopes of their own guns, but trying to retake this now with the operators is going to be more than a hard task. It's nigh impossible.
And DRX with a massive burst play there, overwhelming the positioning from those defensive players. A great idea against double op. I'm not even sure they knew there was a double op setup going on. They didn't really test out Victor as far as I'm aware. But they had to expect that Ye was there, especially after finding him in elbow. And so that big burst play looking good. This is going to be the first round on the board for DRX, and they need a few more than this. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you're granted that.
But also, Brent, I was pointing out Crashy's Hunter's Fury in round 3. We're about to head into round 6, and he still hasn't found an opportunity to use it on defense. Look where he dies here, trying to take an aggressive fight and challenge the players as they come in.
Yeah.
I would quite like to see Crashies drop off a little bit from the site and use his Hunter's Fury to deny plant and let someone else take that aggro swing. You could argue it's difficult when they play a double op setup, though, because the people swinging off your ult are probably going to have ops in their hands. It's not as good. But finding value from Crashy's ults is important so that you cycle on to the next. And this is the first time where we see DRX focus on mid control.
It's going to be the name of the game for them. Maybe off the back of expecting FNS to use that Viper's Pit. Ye locks down one area in the Hunter's Fury. The value not being found. Crashies, he just puts it away back into the holster. No real value or damage.
That is an unusual one. But with RB falling, look at this push.
Yeah,
I love the way that OpTic are approaching this.
Absolutely taking liberties with it, but Zest, he covers it. There were gaps in the defensive protocol with RB falling, but it's being managed and watched for.
And that is huge. Zest had the spike as well. If that duel goes in the opposite direction, could be curtains for DRX in a round where they need to keep building on this momentum. OpTic are making the read at this point that it's going to finish somewhere towards A. And they're leaving FNS on his own.
Really awkward angles! You're literally leaving your two operator players, yet... God damn, does Ye look clean. Dart in the back, though. Has to be respect shown to that one. He does maneuver his way around. It looks like maybe a play towards mid. DRX feeling a bit indecisive. Hopping up into Nest stacks. He does remove a thorn in the side of DRX of what was going to be stopping them potentially. Now a drone to lead them in. To the side, Victor tries to hide from it. Forced to dash back, and now he is being sandwiched. It's Mako and Stacks. The play be made, he misses a no-scope. A flash play, surely he's not still alive. But he is alive and waiting, ready to contain. OpTic just not given any room to breathe.
And yeah, he thinks there's still somebody in that corner. He's not going to be given an opportunity like that. And this two-player retake just can't deal with the Viper's pit down.
He just can't do it.
And honestly, Bren, this double-up defense, they're getting kills, but it doesn't seem to be working as well. I feel like there's some fluidity missing on the OpTic defense.
Yeah, when you don't have the rifles to try and play together.
I think I'd like to see Victor go back to a rifle. Yeah. They were getting great value out of having Victor push mid for info and create these challenges on the map. It's not that he's a bad opper, it's just there are different pros and cons to running double op setups. And DRX are managing to burst through openings.
Now clawing their way back. Second round on the board. A lot of money being built up for them as well, and ultimates. It's going to be a crucial element. Obviously, committing that Viper's pit in this round, but Stacks finding
that kill is everything.
It is everything.
I mean, that missed just by a millimeter, but I still don't think the round was there, even if he hits the no-scope. As soon as Stacks opens up that path through Nest, the round falls to pieces because those double op players are worried about getting pinched from either side.
It's an OpTic timeout that is quite reminiscent, I think, of stage 2 as well, when they were going through the phase of, you know, any sort of slip in momentum, anything that looks like the enemy's getting back into it, instantly going to be taking a timeout. Okay, how do we disrupt this?
And you at home can't quite see it yet, but the only player not to buy so far is Victor. So I've got to think that part of this discussion is about whether or not they want that double op setup again. He has the money if they want to invest into it, so this would be a choice. Chet and FNS going to be discussing with the rest of the team as to what defensive setup they want to be running here. On the other side of things too, DRX, they've got a Hunter's Fury. One of the most common plays that you'll see with the Hunter's Fury is to go for a hold split on A and have that Hunter's Fury towards anybody that might be playing stairs or the back orange area.
DRX do that a lot.
Yeah. So it actually looks, if you take a look at the minimap, like they might be wanting to use that over on B. But I could imagine OpTic reading into the A hit.
Yeah, different approach there, especially off the back of the timeout.
Yeah, he puts down a trademark on A, and they are actually going to have 3 players on B right now.
Including Ye with that operator, and he looks like he's going to be wading right into the mix of this. This is 5 players really leaning on the side of DRX. Over the drone to try and set him up. Anything to cover, how does he get that kill?
What on earth? What a play. Crashy's droning from B main. And Victor trying to get set up in elbow. And in the midst of all of that, it's Ye that finds the opener. I shouldn't be surprised, really, should I?
But there was a player swimming from window, I think. It felt like he should have been punished there, but...
He just finds the timing and people respected the drone. That's such a cool little set play that OpTic have added in. They knew that they would play Breeze today. And OpTic have won on it before. I think there were a lot of people saying OpTic should have removed this map, but right now, it's looking a little bit like they've recaptured some of that old magic.
Good answers.
Victor's moved away. They're not anticipating the re-hit, but now the Sova utility comes out and questions asked of Ye and Crashy.
Drone, dart, everyone being revealed over the top. The right-click buzz will be rewarded. 1 kill for him, but a bit of that counter spam means that there is a trade in play. Ye still at the back of the site. Post-plant positions from DRX. To feel the heat now as it is being turned up, and now being swarmed from every possible angle. You can see this reflanked of Marv through main. Could be everything, but Arby wins out the fight. At the back of the site with Victor falling, it's down to that 3v3.
Yeah, he was not in a spot to trade. And Marco's gotten another.
Beautiful, one after the other. All down to Marv. Knows the positioning of 1 or 2 players, but just cannot land the spray down. The DRX looking like they are climbing their way back up to an even scoreline.
4 in a row from OpTic, now 3 in a row from DRX. and recovering a 4v5 along with it. All of the teams in the top 4, apart from OpTic, have been really good in these 4v5 situations. And even OpTic today have showcased that ability. Great round from DRX to get things back into their favor, and that's with post-plant positions that looked very claustrophobic. OpTic look like they're going to go for another aggressive play off the rip, as once more they get that double up set up online.
Flash does set them up, but a dart to counter it pushes them back. Obviously doesn't get destroyed fast enough. Now a Trailblazer up to elbow as Crashies stunned up, has to back away from this one, but again, look at this from OpTic.
They take a lot of space off the back of the drone here, and DRX are constantly in a position where they have to worry about this. In the last 3 rounds though, DRX have actually been able to group up on a site without losing too many players, and it's literally just the executes that are working.
Zangle is everything for Mako. How do you win that? Such a wide swing, and he rips Victor's head off.
Today, Mako is on a heater. Yay, though, with the second operator. Yeah. As Zest didn't quite anticipate that one.
Let's play.
Set up for them. Now the tour de force going to be in the hands of RB. He's going to offload his own ultimate. Players are waiting. Little flash to try and set it up. Buzz dashes through. That cuts up the any close crosshair placement. They need to deal with these players, though, because FNS will not be removed. Anchoring the site. 3 kills for him. And he wants to claim the 9th. Knife's going to remove the tour de force. RB left up to his own devices, but too much to deal with.
Brent, sometimes it feels like there are days where players refuse to lose. I feel like it's that kind of day from Mako and from FNS, all at the same time. I've seen bigger rounds from FNS than I can remember in quite a while. I mean, that is a monstrous wide swing by Mako.
Win as well. You don't favor swinging into an operator like that.
Definitely not. But instantly, the response coming out from FNS, the Viper on the other side. I thought today was going to be a battle, potentially, between Mako and Marv.
Yeah.
Marv, just hands down the best controller player in the world, but slipping in this tournament and fighting against another challenger for that title in Mako, someone that Valo was
Social media unusable for Durka now. The DRX are going to be looking to see what they can do. Make their mark maybe in this round, because you don't want to give OpTic too much of a round lead.
And DRX actually haven't tried a very fast hit off the rip. And if they decide to go for it right here, it's only FNS on B.
I think they're scared. I feel like Marv has been anchoring A a lot, but they should be scared of the null command. Still looks like this is the round that they want to do it. Hunter's Fury now into the back of it as well. Can they clear out FNS? And Crashies! He swings through. Knight in shining armor. Just for FNS's IGL, who was just being pressured over and over again, and that is just magnificent.
Ren, I think you're right. OpTic are looking locked in today.
They are locked in, man.
I think if DRX end up losing this map, so many people are going to talk about the DRX choke, but that is not what I'm seeing. I am seeing an OpTic that are playing much better than the last 3 times we've seen them on Pre's at Champs.
I am seeing an OpTic that is refusing to lose.
Let's go!
This is a team, the only one in the running for Champs 2022 anymore that can get 2 titles under their belt in 2022.
2 titles under their belt ever. Look at OpTic. Look at Victor chasing down RB.
Chasing down RB, and they are really showing him no quarter.
That is a phenomenal flash as well that Marv sends in. Pops exactly at the point where RB's forced to use his rendezvous. Thankfully, already had it set up, but they're even burning the drone. Zest is using his primary source of entry into sites.
This is just vicious.
In order to re-clear this aggression.
And DRX are are forced to respect them. They're forced to just cower in the corner.
And it gets Ye set up on this line. An area where he was able to find a kill previously with his Op2.
He's been doing this so much. And again,
another.
Always rewarded. It's this aggressive space.
Brent, at this point, I feel like OpTic threw the last 3 Breeze games to save their strats for this one.
Apparently so.
They just have so many new ideas heading into this map. Ideas that even when they were playing their best at Breeze, I haven't seen them use. This is a serious prep difference coming out here.
DRX forced to make some moves now in a 4v5. Making away through double doors. No commando popped off. That is going to be negating all the abilities that could be coming through. Flashes over the side, and even the dart. Crash's utility has just been perfect. One after the other, they all crumble beneath the might and weight of OpTic.
And DRX looked lost when they went for that pivot through double doors, but the biggest reason why they look like headless chickens, they don't control a main.
No.
They have to be worried that people are peeking them from stairs, from back pyramid where Ye's playing from, and from a main. It's an impossible task for DRX at that point. They just need pressure coming from multiple avenues, and they are never able to get the map control early on. They're fundamentally losing the early round, and it makes the mid to late round impossible.
Victor's worked his way into a deeper anger and horse past this Viper's Orb. Buzz is watching it, obviously the half buy money not too great for DRX, but they'd love to just win out of Thrifty. Anything to just get a bit of magic into the game.
And I feel like when I've watched DRX previously on the attack side, Buzz has been the hero. I haven't noticed that this time around. He just hasn't been in position. He's not even been given the hero rifle this time. That's on Zest. They have tools to make this one a dangerous round too, don't get me wrong. If they're able to entry Mako with a pit, could win a post plant.
Flash, the dart play into the back, Ye. A bit of danger, or is he? Ye will just not be denied once more. Wants to make a bit of an aggressive play of his own. Why not? Pop flash play does feed away one of the rifles to them, but with 38 seconds left, pressure is still on DRX to see if they can get the spike down.
And they've lost the Viper's pit. Mako falling to a flash play takes the biggest tool they had for the post plant.
The Zest could be everything. Up to Yellow, he's just contacting into it. The sightline of Ye giving him one of the easiest kills of his life. And the reflank from Victor. Enough noise, enough distraction is being made. Victor not even granted any chance to pick up a kill or two.
And Bren, at the beginning of this map, I said OpTic's attack side is so bad on this map, or at least at Champs. They need at least 8.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I'd be saying that they've done it, but somehow against DRX, who've looked fabulous on this map all year, OpTic are massively in control.
Confidence is sky high for this team. You can feel it in the individuality, the plays that people are making, the disrespect that they're showing by pushing themselves into deeper angles, holding with the operators.
But again, remember, OpTic's attack side win rate is about 24% at Champs. So OpTic need every round they can get right here. They can't afford to let their foot off the gas one moment.
We'll try to...
How does he play around the angles there? Ye almost getting punished.
He legs Buzz.
It feels like he just weaves through any attempt to punish him.
The final round of this first half now. DRX are just, again, so grouped up, cowering together. It's like they are scared of the possibility, and you have to show the respect. Now the Seekers, just in case someone is holding close. The smoke as well, that cuts off one of the angles, but look at this, wading right into the belly of the beast once more. It's a lovely play with the dart to set it up. Buzz gets every target revealed for him, and the kills are still flooding in. One after the other, ripping off their heads.
DRX with another very solid execute into B. The Seekers there from Stacks making all the difference, allowing them to get onto angle after angle. And Mark, there's no way he's going to anticipate this.
Beautiful stuff.
Stacks hides around a corner, and DRX get to 4. This map is not over yet.
Switching sides.
Not by any means or any stretch of the imagination. pure heroics on either side, but DRX do manage to claim that 4th round, potentially. That's what they need. Stay back into this one.
The desk was setting up a battle between the two Jets. Victor, only 3 and 4, not even required for that defense.
Absolutely outlandish stuff. Let's send it down to the desk to break down the first half of Breeze.
Thank you very much, guys. Yes, we set up the battle of the Jets. Say that 3 times fast. But Seth, it's all about crashies.
Battle of the Jets, Battle of the Jets, Battle of the Jets.
Bad Jets, bad Jets.
That's
what bad Jets, bad Jets.
Crashies. Again, we have to talk about this guy at the halftime because he is having a whale of a performance. He's just been I mean, how many multi-kills has he gotten so far in this half? It's been nuts. The double kill coming off the dart. They have it layered in with the Viper's Bite. It has just been beautiful, clinical Sova play from Crashies so far.
Yeah, in the head-to-head between the 2 initiator players, Crashies has been pounding.
And I think there was a moment in time where it looked like OpTic was just completely running away with it. You see Marv trying to take advantage of Ye's first kill, and he goes down. This was actually DRX, one of their first few rounds that they got. In my mind, it was a lucky round, given the fact that Zest was just barely paying attention there. And then obviously there was the walk through smoke here. Ye missed a little tap on the other side. DRX was controlling mid a lot, but that still wasn't enough to really slow down OpTic at all, because when it came to actually hitting those sites, they needed a split to make anything work.
They're gonna be heading to the attack side now, Mimi, and as Josh said, doesn't look great for OpTic.
No, in history, this has been a very, very tough side of the map. You see down there, 24% attack win rate. That's across 3 maps that these guys have played. But I think the player to pay attention to in this half is going to be Marv. We really hype him up when he's playing the controller, but this is the one map where he pivots. He's playing the initiator, he's playing the KO, and there is a lot of pressure put onto him. He's the guy flashing through those Viper walls, getting aggressive and setting Victor up. Normally, I get a little bit worried about him heading in towards his stacking side, but right now, I think the way OpTic is playing is utterly different than the other times they have played Breeze. The coordination in particular between Marv and Victor this map has really been on point.
I do fully agree. I think that this is not going to be just a complete wash. I don't think DRX are going to get the same opportunity to just run 10 rounds consecutively.
We will see, Seth. I'm going to hand this back to Sideshow and Bren as we head into the second half.
Tall mountain ahead of them for DRX to battle their way back in. Again, it seems a bit obvious to say, but the pistol round needs to be won for DRX.
I think, honestly, Bren, even if they don't win it, there might still be a chance.
Sure.
Because OpTic's attack side has just looked so rough on this map. The question is whether OpTic are going to be playing like they did in the rest of the tournament. Because their defense side didn't look like that. Looked like a brand new team.
Disrespect off the rip. Ye taking fast approach into the bottom side of Hordes, and he does end up coming up with the goods, and they're waiting for the repush. DRX have crumbled on this pistol round, Josh.
Just an absolutely flawless round. OpTic find the first pick. They punish the reactive aggression, flood into the site, and it's all over for RB.
Yeah.
He's got no hope.
Where are the answers when OpTic are playing like this? When they're locked in to this degree, they're playing like they do not want to be denied that second shot at history.
And not only that, you're getting players stepping up again. I mean, Ye, 16 and 4. Dominating in the first kills department, as per usual. Gets another one here on the pistol. He's 9 and 3 right now in the series. Yeah. First kills to first deaths. And that's just normal for him in this tournament.
That's fucking flawless, my boy.
Yo, what I just did to Mako, this kid's retiring after this game. I'm 30, bro!
Oh my God.
I told you the battle was between FNS and Mako. I just didn't know how deep it cut.
An attempt of aggression as well on the eco, but not going to get too much done. I'm still recovering, man. I feel like I've been slapped in the face. I'm not even Mako.
But that's the kind of thing where OpTic get themselves fired up, FNS gets fired up, and it feels like they can't lose maps like this, matches like this. A reminder that this should be the map where DRX are the most favored. OpTic have been 0 and 3. DRX 5 and 2 this year.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, right here, OpTic have just activated the next gear to their game.
And I think the obvious answer to that is that OpTic are big game players. They've been in this situation before. quite literally knocked down to play in that lower bracket final. Happened at Reykjavik.
And at Reykjavik as well, they faced another Asian team that had broken through a ceiling. You had the Japanese team Zeta Division that time at Reykjavik, who had performed way better than people had expected from them, broke through that ceiling for the Japanese scene, but just couldn't hold it against OpTic. Thus far today, it feels very similar.
Yeah.
And even if you're talking about the last time that these two teams played against each other, OpTic are 2-0 all time against DRX. Both of those times it went to 3 maps. They were BO3s. And they played Breeze, and OpTic dominated DRX 13-4. I could see it happening.
I mean, at this point,
I never thought I'd say that.
bonus round. No, we did not expect this at all.
The times felt like they had changed, but it's a flat circle.
Apparently so. DRX doing their best to break the pattern. Have to win this round out.
OpTic grouping up over here towards B. And a lot is going to be asked of RB here. Anchoring the sight on Chamber. Stax can try and break
Beautiful
drone
flash.
through, but misses it.
Beautiful flash. I mean, they are all blinded up. And Victor just shredding them to pieces with the Spectre in hand. Could be that plant going down, and DRX might be opting to try and take a fast retake. You can see the snake bite. Shock dart, but just about missing with the timing. But these rifles need to be saved. It needs to be a clean one for DRX.
And this is an incredibly tough retake. Zest doesn't realize how close he is to identifying 2 of these spots. Buzz! An opening.
And a bit whiffy, honestly, with the wall in the way. Fights are taking place, and it's OpTic who coming out on top, just down to Buzz. And the trouble face of OpTic, he did not stand a chance.
That is the bonus round as well. Secured by OpTic. And I feel like that is just the nail in the coffin.
It's gotta be right.
Look at how good this is, by the way. The flash comboed perfectly with the dash and the drone. Normally the setup there is that Stax is supposed to break the drone and allow RB to stay in his rendezvous setup and take contact. But the flash coming through blinded Stax, and he can't break the drone.
Can't break the drone.
It continues to get value, it pushes RB away, it tags up Stax, and the entire defensive crossfire falls apart. OpTic's coordination could not be better today. It's just perfect.
For whatever reason, they've awoken at the right time in the tournament. And still watching for the aggressive plays, the high-risk plays. Zest opted to take a fast line down there through B main, but where are the answers for DRX?
We haven't seen a huge round from the classic people you'd expect it from. A Buzz or a Stax. Buzz has gotten a lot of kills in the map, I suppose, but not really all together, not a single round or big impact. Stax has been extremely quiet. RB's looking to try and make a play. Headhunter in hand. But Victor is so aware. And OpTic are just ready for every little play that might be made on the defense. Meanwhile, Ye sneaks his way in, makes space for the spike to go down, and OpTic are most assuredly going to be able to get up to map point here.
Yeah, it's a free plan on
30 seconds left.
Nothing to stop it. Buzz to try and go for some heroics, but no. Shut down. Easily said. Apparently easily done by OpTic.
And we're talking about what DRX are playing for here. DRX have never made it to the grand finals. DRX, in fact, up until this tournament, were not even the most successful team from Korea.
Yeah.
That would be Newturn, back to the very first global event. And they're playing here to try and get that spot, their rightful spot, some might say, on top of the Korean scene from a historic point of view. And today they are getting emphatically denied.
30 seconds left.
Refuted at every turn, every corner. OpTic have an answer.
Just a casual reminder of the dominance that OpTic have showcased over the course of this year. And now staring down the precipice of defeat.
Look at this as well. Recon Dart being shot down halls. Oh, I thought they were going to try and dodge the info there. Yeah. They've allowed DRX to push.
This is good.
Marco finds the first pick on Ye.
And the confidence, that is what you need from DRX if they're going to even find Just some sort of chance.
It looked like OpTic were going to try and stack up players there and fight the repush, but instead, a 4v5. Areas where OpTic have struggled a lot at champs, but they're going for a fake play. The null command from Marv baits out the rotate.
Yep, Mako was just skipping and hopping and running all the way to the safety to help his teammates. And it's completely opened up the A site.
Apart from Buzz. Buzz is still in cave and could be the danger man here.
Massive plays need to be made by this guy. The opening kill onto Victe sets it up, the distraction play, and out of smoke. A fast play, they know that there's no players here, but the lineup has to be good. Buzz getting off of it, half on the defuse, the fragment nade, it hits, but it does not kill.
DRX are afforded a lifeline. And at this tournament, they've made great use of lifeline rounds like that.
Yeah.
Even if we're talking about the most recent series, they had a great comeback against FPX. They were able to win 5 straight rounds at the end of Icebox to beat the defending champions from Copenhagen, and then they recovered a 9-3 half to come back and win 2-0.
Now, no strangers to it, not this tournament.
We've seen both ends of the mental spectrum from DRX.
This map is going to be their opportunity to try and prove that they are not the same old team that's been going out in 5th, 6th. Mental blockage.
And this tournament already, their first podium finish, but they're hunting for so much more. To start things out here, Buzz getting into a very aggressive position over by Pillar. And Stax is in a passive spot on B. He's got one flash. When he gets the next up, he'll probably go for some information in B main. But that's a little while off just yet. Here's that flash coming out. Pops not into B main, but into elbow and finds somebody there. That's going to trigger Buzz to make a more aggressive move, as he knows there might not be anyone looking. And he might find all of the goods right now.
Yeah.
The timing is perfect.
This could just be majestic. Drone to try and push the players in. Stax is really under so much pressure. And he will fall eventually, but this wall needs to go down. The timing for Buzz that he could take, there it is. Plan's going to be at least a 9 for the time being. Peeks around the corner and Ye was watching it. From the side of the wall, OpTic. Every avenue, every line of sight is just locked down. And Breeze, well, it wasn't their map pick, but these guys